Hi, and this is Dana with Dana Digital Tutorials, and today I'm going to show you how our seamless Tumbler actions work. They walk you through the steps. They do not do everything for you, but they do most of the work. And once you're done, you will have a perfectly sized seamless Tumbler wrap that will wrap for your customers. The only difference between the actions will be the finished size and how much generation that it needs in order to get to that size. So let's start by taking a look at the dimensions of this image. So when we pop up the image size, you can see here that I've downloaded a 1024 by 1024 image. The default for most AI generators is 72 dots per inch. If you want to understand what that means, I do have a full tutorial on this in my YouTube channel, so check that out. When we're done, it will change the resolution to 300 dpi, which is what your customers want, and the pixels will be the proper pixels in order to get your final dimensions to the 9.3 by 8.2 for this action. If you were to choose a 12-ounce tumbler, these dimensions will be different. It does lay that out in each one of the actions. We are going to get tips and tricks as we go, guiding us through this action. Those will be blurred on this video, but you will be able to see them once you've purchased the action. You'll get a link to a full tutorial walking you through and how to fix all the different issues that you may run into. And you'll also get a PDF with the tips and tricks so that you don't have to remember what was on the pop-up when you're actually working on your image. So let's get started. I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to come over here to our actions panel, and we're going to find this 20 ounce, and then we're just going to hit play. I'm going to take that off the screen just so you can watch it work, and then I hit play. Here's your tips and tricks, and like I said, these will be blurred for this video, but they will show up once you've purchased the action in the full tutorial. And right now, it's just using generative fill in order to create my generative fill for my seamless wrap. And I can hit continue here if I like the work that it did, but if I want to work on it or just look at it better because this box is in the way, I can hit stop. And I can see that it's done a really good job. If I wanted to clean this area up, I could use my marquee tool, and I could come up here and I could generative fill this area. If I wanted the shadow to stay on one side, I could bring a ruler in and just it'll pop right in the middle typically, although that wasn't the middle. And but because I've got that space in the middle, it's not quite going in the middle. But if I wanted to get that shadow on one side, in my video I do have tips and tricks in order to do that. But for this video, we are just going to continue forward. Let me get that out of the way for you before we hit play, and then let me deselect. And I'm just going to hit play on the action. It remembers right where it was, and it just picks back up. Now it's going to use neurofilters, and what this does is it creates a larger image using AI technology. It's going to create those extra pixels, resulting in a higher quality photo. If your photo was not blurry to begin with, then it should maintain your clarity. If you did have blurred areas, it's going to recognize that and keep those intact as well. So this next set here is going to flatten my image. If I had text layers, then I would want to have hidden them before I started, and they will not be on this layer, but they will be hidden down in your layers panel. Let me hit stop here. I'm not going to actually flatten, and let me drag my layers panel. So if you had text, they would all be intact down here, and you would just be able to drag them up to the top. You'll have to resize them because your new canvas size is bigger, but you would be able to do that. Let me put this wrap in where you can see it. So you can see now that it has done the work, and I can see where that shadow's come over here. In the full video, I'll show you how to fix that. But let's look at our image size now. So if we look at our image size now, it's perfectly 2790 by 2460. putting it at 9.3 by 8.2 at 300 dpi. So it's ready to post unless I wanted to work on those shadows, which I would have already done. But what if I decide I just don't like this and I want to go back to my image before I started? Well, in the action, we have built in some safety protocols for you. And if I scroll all the way up into my history panel, it has created a snapshot. So I could just click this snapshot and it'll take me right back to the original state of my image before I started this action. I'm going to create a new snapshot for where we are right now, just so that I can see it. And so here is my original image, and here is my wrap. But what if I wanted to have her legs off to the side so that I could put a quote on the other side? Well, your action comes with a free match check, is what we call it, reframe and match check, and it's right here. And you can just push play, and what that's going to do is it's going to create a duplicate layer of my entire image, and it's going to put them next to each other. This allows me to check the match after the upscale, but it also allows me to do Command or Control T, and then I can drag it back and forth so that I can frame my image the way I want. This is also really helpful if you start with a really wide image and your subject was off to the side and you want them centered. You could use this to get them in the center or to off center so that you can create a quote over the blank area to one side. I hope this tutorial helps you. Check out my channel for other videos to help you with your process. We go over tech that makes your life easier while you're creating your digital creations for Etsy or your print-on-demand shops. This is Dana. Have a great day.